Hello everyone and welcome back to Townsfolk Tussle, the latter half of our third and final for now game against the final two ruffians we haven't seen yet. I know who they are, but I don't know what order we're finding them in. First of all, not a correction per se, but just something I overlooked last time when I equipped Henlo with the sharpened feathers she bought. I think I was considering a two-handed weapon prior to that and it got me confused. It's a one-handed weapon, so there's absolutely no reason she needed to unequip her wheatsicle. And the feather she took is 0 moxie to use, so despite having only 2 moxie, she could have been doing 2 attacks a turn. Not great chance to hit because her accuracy is bad with the wheatsicle, but that still could have been extra damage. Like, the damage output of my party is pretty decent. So a little bit of a mistake there for me, made it a little bit harder on myself, but we did okay against Deputy Wagums and the Bundits last time. So, with that said, let's jump into the town phase. I need to draw some new feats of merit. Blopsy Twins get 1. Reckless, end your turn adjacent to a ruffian. Very doable and it'll do 1 damage. Quintus needs 1 new one. A Nurse, restore +1 HP to another townsfolk. Don't think he'll be able to do that, but that's okay. And then 3 for Henlo. Lucky Aura, if a townsfolk rolls a 5+ on a town event or ruffian action, achieve this feat. Could happen in a second. First Blood, be the first one to damage a ruffian. I can make that happen. It might be worth it for the moxie. And change your equipped gear at least 2 times during the fight. Not going to happen, unless forced to, I suppose. Incidentally, apologies for it being a little bit dark. It's very dank this morning. Town event. Blopsy Twins. Fair is fair. You plead with your fellow townsfolk to share the wealth. Come on, pals, all for one, one for all. Combine all of our cash and then divide it equally amongst the townsfolk. Townsfolk may exclude themselves from this event by discarding 2 unaccomplished feats. That's annoying. I think I'll share the wealth. Give me a second here to split up their cash. Alright, that's basically resulted in all 3 of them having 7 each. It was 7.5. I'm not sure if you're supposed to round down or up. So Quintus was the one that suffered the most because he had the most cash. The other 2 lucked out. Quintus's town event is Kitty Saviour. A small cottage is on fire, most likely from a no-good ruffian. You see a frightened kitty on the roof. It looks like it's in trouble. Consumable owned or no consumable owned. He has the exploding cigar, and he does also have his stolen candy in storage. You scale a nearby tree, assuming you have a consumable, and reach for the kitty. It smells something it likes and jumps into your arms. What a hero! You feel a sense of accomplishment. Keep this card in front of you. It counts as a 1-point feat of metal. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to try and remember that, but there's basically no chance at this point Quintus will become the new sheriff for the finale, because the other 2 already have too many merits compared to him. But that counts as 1 point for him towards sheriff, but it's not going to matter. And Henlo's exclusive gear. You're certain the peddler is keeping her best gear hidden. After consistent pestering, you convince her to show you some of her items from her premier purchase collection. Keep this card in front of you for the rest of the game. You may discard it to reset the peddler's shop for free. Still must be a group decision, blah 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 blah. So it's just a way to get a free refresh in the shop. Thanks to them having to share the wealth amongst themselves, I'm not sure that's going to matter, but let's move on to the buying phase. So here's what's available in the shop. There isn't much to buy because they've got quite a bit of gear. Quintus needs either a chest piece or a leg piece. I don't think either of which is... Well, there's leg gear, but it has -2 movement on it, which is pretty bad. He also can't afford it by 1. He gets to steal something worth 5 or less though. He's going to steal the dynamite. He's not going to equip it right now, stick it in storage, someone else might end up using it. You can use 1 moxie to deal 2 damage to a ruffian that's within 3 squares. Simple as that. So that's 2 accessories in storage, and he's still got the exploding cigar. And I don't know if there's anything else anyone wants to do. It might be worth just holding on to their cash for the final shopping phase and hoping to buy like really expensive stuff for the final fight. And I think that's what we're going to do. So let's move on and see who the second to last ruffian is. Alright, I have the 2 final cards next to me here. Which one of the 2 is going to be our troublemaker today? It's going to be Virginia Fitz. She's got a thing about knives. Here is her card. So she's a troublemaker, so that means if Virginia would take a second action on her turn, she first deals 1 damage to all non-adjacent townsfolk within 4. Oh, she is quite quick. So this is her. She has psychic knives of various kinds. She has 15 health, 6 move, and I'll be setting up that map and be back in a moment. Alright, we are set up and good to go. The start of battle. Here is Virginia with her knives and such ready to go. There's some explosives we can make use of on the map. There's the foul outhouse, etc. But that doesn't matter to start with because she goes first. Careful slicing. Closest non-adjacent to Townsfolk. That would be Henlo. Ranged attack. If the target's within 6, deal 1 damage and then move her towards the farthest Townsfolk, who would be Quintus. So Henlo takes 1 damage instantly. That's fun. After effect, she slices the straps of your clothing. The target unequips their equipped chest gear. That's annoying. This gear can't be used for the rest of the fight. So unfortunately, there goes the bonus mox that Henlo has because her Bundit cloak is gone for the fight. Okay, and then the Blopsy twins are activating, but I want a merit to be done for Henlo, who they can't deal damage. They're allowed to move 4. 1, 2, no, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the only way to get adjacent to her is to do that, and they'll just end their turn rather than attack. Henlo activates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm remembering this time she has enough Moxie to attack with both items, and she's getting +1 damage from them. 2+ from the feather. She got a 2 because she's at currently neutral accuracy thanks to her baseball cap. So that deals 1 damage normally, but because of the Blopsy twins, she deals +1. Then she achieves the first blood merit, and she'll take +1 Moxie for the fight, because that might be relevant, especially if Virginia likes cutting off gear. So we'll take the 1 Moxie, and then she'll use her Moxie to attack with her Weetsicle on a 5+. Got her. Unfortunately, that triggers a reaction. So here we go. Tendon Tatterer. Lovely. Closest non-adjacent. They're all adjacent, so I don't know what that means. Closest non-adjacent. If the target's within 6, deal 1 damage. Because none of them are not adjacent, I presume that it doesn't hit anyone, but I might be wrong about that. Because non-adjacent means not orthogonal, and they're all orthogonal, so I presume she doesn't do anything. That might be wrong. There isn't anything on the card that says an alternative. She would have sliced the tendons of someone that she threw the knife at if they were diagonal. Either way, it wasn't like that was her turn anyway. It's Quintus's turn. Can he attack and still try and arm the bear trap? The bear trap costs 2. He's got 3 Moxie. Yes. So he can swing with the rubber bat. Miss. Fair enough. And then he's going to come back here and spend his other 2 Moxie, and he needs a 3+. He got a 2. Does that hurt him? Hang on. You failed to set the bear trap. No, thankfully not. He doesn't manage to hurt himself. We're back round to Virginia's second turn. That wasn't 2 actions in a row, so our troublemaker rule does not kick in. Come back to Mama. Target all adjacent. Well, Blopsy twins and Henlo. The knives slice through the air back into Virginia's pockets, slashing everyone nearby in the process. Reshuffle the action deck, all targets take 1 damage. So the Blopsy twins lose their bonus HP, they're down to their normal start of 4, Henlo is down to 1, which is nasty. After effect, if there's 4+ on the board, nope. Thankfully not, because she would have got to play another card. But I do have to shuffle the action deck, so let's do that real quick. Shuffle, shuffle. We didn't even really get to see most of it, so it's not really going to matter how well it's shuffled. There we go. So we're back round to the Blopsy twins, but Henlo is close to death. Is there anything I can do about that? Not really. I can force the ruffian to move 2 squares, which is quite interesting, and it costs 0 Moxie, thanks to her having Deputy Wagham's tail. The Blopsy twins will attack, because she's as far away from her next thingy. Oh, you know what the Blopsy twins could have done? They could have used their chest armor once per game to make Henlo not take the damage. We'll keep that in mind in the future. Traveler's Shiv. That's a miss. They'll move 1, 2, 3, because then it's Henlo's turn and I want Henlo to get the damage buff again. So she's going to come up here as well. I'm going to turn the Blopsy twins sideways so they can easily fit next to each other. And she's going to cut with the feather. Thankfully I said the feather, because the feather's a 2+. That's 2 damage thanks to the buff from the Blopsy twins. Whitsicle, 5+. She got an 8. That's 2 more damage. That is a lot of damage. See, Henlo has suddenly become a damage dealer as long as she's next to them. Then, for 0 Moxie, she's going to use Deputy Wagham's Tail. You may move the ruffian up to 2 squares. Boop, boop. My hope is that now that we're going to Quintus's turn, he will spend 2 to activate the bear trap. He did. So the next time the ruffian stands on it, they immediately take 2 damage, lose 2 movement, and then the bear trap's removed from the board. For the rest of his turn, I think we're doing really well with our killings. I don't think, even if we do lose Henlo's like free death, because she can come back the first time she dies, I don't think I need to waste the Founder's Rubble. I think we can save it, because I want to like really nail the finale. Yeah, I think it's just going to end his turn, and we'll go straight to Virginia's. Bouncing Throw. Closest non-adjacent. Blopsy twins. Ranged attack, deals 1 damage, and then move towards the farthest townsfolk. I need to come around here first, rather than stretch in front of the camera, because I know that messes up the focus sometimes. Blopsy twins down to 4. The furthest townsfolk. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Sadly, that is Henlo, so she's going to come over here. After effect, the blade ricochets off the target, dealing 1 damage to all townsfolk within 3 of the target. That would be Henlo, which would kill her. So the Blopsy twins will use their once per fight Bubba's washboard effect. They or an adjacent townsfolk take no damage from an attack. Keep her in the fight. Henlo's the damage dealer all of a sudden. Alright, Blopsy twins' turn. Oh, 1 health and she'll do a reaction though, that's annoying. Actually, because they've ended their turn next to a ruffian, I could have done this in an earlier turn. Yeah, they could have scored Reckless to do 1 damage to the ruffian. Well, I'm going to achieve it in a second, but let's see if they hit with their Traveller's Shiv first. 5+. Oops. They did. I'm going to score that as well and do 2 at the same time. Or sorry, 1 at the same time. So, it's not worth any points towards being the sheriff, but why not for the extra damage. Virginia is going to react though, and this could kill Henlo depending on what it does. Cloud of Knives, target none. Attempt to move completely into nearest dense woods. At the start of Virginia's next action, any townsfolk that are not within 2 squares of her take 1 damage from a falling knife. She's movement 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She did indeed get inside one of the dense woods. Anyone that's not within 2 of her at the start of her next action. I'll keep it there to remind me. And that was an interrupt after the Blopsy twins, so it's Henlo's turn now, and she is going to have to move after the boss with her 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she doesn't take an attack from a knife. Oh wait, wouldn't it cost? It would cost 2 to move in there. She doesn't have enough. She only has 1 left when she gets to there. Ah! Oh, she can use the distracting tail to move the ruffian. 1, 2. Aha! Now she is within 2 of her. Perfect. And then it's Quintus, and he's not going to be able to get over there. Not going to be able to get over there at all. He's going to stay furthest and take the hit, because I want to try and lure Virginia onto this. Yeah. So we're back around to Virginia's turn, which means Cloud of Knives kicks in. Anyone not within 2 of her takes 1 damage. So in other words, Blopsy twins and Quintus. Like that, like that. Her next turn. Caught clowning. Oh, I know what this does from when we fought her online. Townsfolk closest to the dense woods, that's Henlo. The target is dragged kicking and screaming into the woods. Place them inside the dense woods on the square closest to their current position. Like that. In a matter of seconds, the target finds himself adorned head to toe in a clown costume. How embarrassing. The target receives the clown costume unique gear. Then Virginia moves towards the farthest townsfolk. I'll need to look out that gear in a second, but let's move her first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Henlo can force her to move onto that trap, but she has to dress like a clown first. So here is the clown costume, which now Henlo is wearing. You get +3 movement, which is pretty awesome, but you suffer +1 damage from any ruffian attacks if you're 2+ squares away, and it's discarded at the end of the fight phase. She lost her current chest piece, so that's okay, I guess. It puts her movement at 7. Now, where did we end off there? Was that that was the end of turn attack. So we're back around to the Blopsy twins then. I don't want to accidentally trigger a reaction, but they can do 1 damage and not do that. So let's just walk here. And I need a D10. There we go. They missed anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then they're good. So Henlo will make use of her 7 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on, they're about to get 2 damage would be... She's not going to be able to do her full turn regardless. She might as well use the bear trap because Virginia could teleport or something. So she'll use the distracting tail. And, oh actually no, she's not going to do that yet. She'll use 2 Moxie on Pinched Provisions to heal the Blopsy twins for 1. Because she's not going to use it for anything else this turn. Then she'll use the Deputy Wagham's tail to make her walk onto here. The bear trap snaps her leg. 2 damage and 2 movement gone for the fight. So she's movement 4, she's got 4 health left, but that does trigger a reaction. Lingering Hypnosis, target closest townsfolk, Blopsy twins or Quintus. Move towards them, trigger the after effect, then play the next card in the action deck. She fills her mind with doubt and confusion. Keep this in front of the target whenever you whiff on a natural roll of a 1. You subconsciously redirect your attack to a fellow townsfolk. Deal with damage to someone within 3 of you. I'll give that to the Blopsy twins because they're not very good at attacking. And then draw the next card, it said, unfortunately. Looming Knife. Closest non-adjacent. That's Henlo. Keep this card in front of the target when the action deck is reshuffled. An airborne knife drops on their head for 1 damage. Okay, put that card over there as well. Then it is Quintus's turn to end the round. And he's just going to try and smack her twice, yeah? He could technically use the Exploding Cigar to end the fight now, I think, if he hits once successfully, but I don't want to waste it. We'll attack with the Founder's Rubble, 6+. He got a crit, so there's 1 damage. Crit result. It rolled off the screen slightly, but that is a 3, which is... I get to see her next action before she does it. It's going to be No Escape. The 2 farthest townsfolk. Unless you're playing with 4+ players, in which case it hits everybody. That's not going to be super relevant. Okay, and the rubber bat. No, that's a miss. Fair enough. So, back round to her turn. And we already know what it is, it's No Escape. So, the 2 farthest townsfolk, it's just Henlo. If the target's within 6 squares, they take 1 damage. If her weakness is activated, one of the blades falls short. No, sadly not. She then moves towards the nearest townsfolk. Farthest, sorry. Well, that would kill Henlo, so her Headless Chicken roll kicks in. She respawns adjacent to a townsfolk with 1 health remaining. Oh, actually, that would have done 2 damage as well because of her clown costume, so she was double dead. And they're all adjacent, so time to kill the ruffian, I think. Blopsy twins. Wait, no, if they do... Well, what's the chances of them rolling a 1? Okay, but they still missed, unfortunately. Henlo's the one, though. 2+. Easy on a 6. That's 2 damage thanks to being next to the Blopsy twins. And then a 5+ to end this fight. No. Thank goodness they rolled, or she rolled the 1 instead of the Blopsy twins. In that case, it's over to Quintus to end the fight on a 5+. Nope, on a 6+, because he has enough to use the rubble as well. Are you kidding me? One of you deserves to die. Alright, Virginia gets another turn then. Forced March. All adjacent, that's everybody. She commands the targets to be pushed 3 away from her, then you play the next card. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, because she took 2 actions in 1 turn, that means the thing does kick in now. I think. So they all take 1 damage, and that kills Henlo, so she's off the table. Quintus is down to 2, Blopsy twins are down to 2. And then play the next card. Knife Fling, closest non-adjacent. They are both adjacent, so I presume that does nothing. Turn. Blopsy twins, please end the fight. Thank you. Virginia has fallen, but not before Henlo, poor Henlo, died. So I'll look out the boss gear. The only person to achieve something during the fight, I believe, was the Blopsy twins. But I'll check the other feats of metal they had in case it happened during the fight. So with Virginia and her psychic knives gone, oh, there was no more cards to be scored. The Blopsy twins are gonna get this item, whatever it is. They're getting Virginia's locket, which is special, so they don't need to equip it. Choose another townsfolk when received. Whenever they're knocked out, you gain +1 moxie, movement and accuracy for the fight. Blopsy will pick... Blopsy will pick... I think they're going to be the sheriff. They'll pick Henlo then, who also is losing the clown costume now as well. And with that, 6 coins each, and we roll back around to the shop phase. So we're into the last town phase, and I was adding up the points on the completed feats for the characters. I thought the Blopsy twins had it, but they actually don't. It's Henlo that is going to be the sheriff, unless anything changes in the town phase. So we're going to drop some new feats of Mel because they could provide support for the final fight. I want 2 for the Blopsy twins. Grand Sacrifice, get knocked out by a terrain piece willingly or unwillingly. Very possible. Easy Living, end the town phase with the most coins. Also possible. 1 for Quintus, Lord of the Landscape, enter every terrain feature. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see. And then 3 for Henlo, Bard, end the town phase with an instrument. Probably not going to happen. Cocky Marksman, land a critical hit. Possible, okay, that might happen. She's been good for that. Philanthropist, pay 4 coins to achieve this feat. We'll see how many she ends the town phase with. Town events, starting with the Blopsy twins. Keeping the pep in your step. The team decides to have a little race around a fresh pile of corpses to keep their energy up. Might as well put down some coin to make it more interesting. Put down 1 coin, roll for movement. The highest roller wins the race and earns some coins. The lowest, however, suffers a terrible cramp for the next fight. They have 1 less movement. So you add on your movement stat. The Blopsy twins have movement 4, so that would be a 14. Quintus rolled a 7 plus a 5 for 12. Henlo is plus 4. Nope. So Henlo suffers 1 movement, unfortunately. And the Blopsy twins win 2 coins technically because they put up 1 themselves. That might work out better. We'll see. So that's that town event done. Town event for Quintus. Helping Hand. You lend the peddler a hand setting up her shop. She's very grateful for your help and offers a discount. The first item you buy in the town phase costs 3 less. I'll put that in front of his card because it's relevant for him only. It doesn't apply to everybody. And then Henlo's card. Quarrel at the harbour. Oh, we don't have Norman Fishboy in the group, so unfortunately, before you're able to get close... Oh, there's a fight between fish-like women and a group of ruffians. Before you're able to get close, the ruffians swarm the woman and tear her to bits. How are you supposed to take those fellas on? The whole scene leaves you quaking in your boots. Keep this card in front of you for the next fight. Whenever another townsfolk is knocked out, you lower 1 accuracy. Or you lower your accuracy by 1, I should say. Well, that is fair. Let's move on to the shopping phase. So as always, we begin this phase by asking what can Quintus Binch steal. The answer is he's going to buy himself, he's going to steal himself some sandals because they're worth exactly 5. They just give him +1 movement. He didn't have a leg thing equipped anyway. That puts him at 6 movement, which is decent. Then we worry about the buying order and we start with Quintus. He's got 12 coins, and with that he could buy quite a bunch of stuff actually. He'll buy the Loner Trenchcoat for 10. He gets +2 Moxie for the fight, so he's going to be at 5 Moxie, because he already had +1 from the cigar. But he's not allowed to be healed by anyone, not that anyone besides Henlo can do it really. So yeah, he'll equip that, why not? Then Henlo has 12 to play with, but she's decked out, honestly. And she needs to end this phase with the most cash. No, wait, no, she needs to spend 4 coins. She'll just spend 4 coins to get +1 movement for the fight, just to achieve this. That also, well, it's only worth 0, but still. She'll spend that, get +1 movement for the fight. That helps alleviate the penalty she just took from the race. And then, thanks to winning that race, the Blopsy twins have 15. They're going to buy the hero sword. Now you'll notice it costs 2 Moxie and does no damage. It does +1 damage for each feat you've achieved up to 3. They've done 3, so this is a 3 damage weapon. Poor accuracy, can't do anything about that. They'll unequip their Shiv because it's more important that they buff damage of their teammates, I think. We'll put that over there. And they do anything else in the town phase with the most coins? That's not going to happen probably because Quintus already has +1 over them, so that's going to be a no-go. But I think that's the shopping phase done. Yeah, they're kid. We're good to go. I know who the last ruffian is. Time to show you lot. So it's all come down to this. Our final fight is going to be against Samuel Strawman, the insane sentient scarecrow. He is going to have 15 health, 7 movement. He's skewering that poor gentleman in his picture, and we have to do the final fight rules. Oh, which actually has quite a bunch of stuff. The sacrificial fields. Okay, well, Henlo is going to be the sheriff, first of all. Let's see. With the other ruffians defeated, the townsfolk worked their way towards the Strawman's farm. They've been hearing screams from that direction all day, but chalked it up to Strawman screaming at the crows. The team arrived to find Strawman with 3 townsfolk kebabbed onto his pole, along with some old rusty cans and plastic bags. Looks like he's enforcing a no littering policy, and this simply will not do. So there's going to be 4 wheat fields on the table. Strawman loves his wheat fields. It would be a shame if something happened to them. We have to burn down his wheat fields. When adjacent to a terrain piece, 2 moxie to burn it. Roll plus the number of counters on terrain pieces, if any. You can accidentally light yourself on fire. You can do a small fire, or you can do what you're supposed to do, which is burn it. How to win. Defeat Samuel Strawman. Break his morale by destroying his precious landscape until all terrain pieces are removed from the board. All? Well, I guess some of them are obstacles. They don't count as terrain. Strawman is unable to go below 1 HP. You lose if all townsfolk are knocked out, if the new sheriff is knocked out. And special objective, remove the overgrown cornfield from the board. So you'd have to spread fire to that as well. And that would give you a special ending if you do that specifically. Alright, well, I'll get this set up and we'll see what happens. Alright, the stage is set and I have to do a wide angle here to show you all the hay bales. They're all over the place and they can't die until they're all burned down. The sheriff gets sheriff's lighter. It gives +1 moxie and then also gives +3 to burn it down rolls, which is the rolls to see if you actually burn down the hay. So that goes to Henlo, which means she doesn't have the distracting tail equipped, unfortunately. And it also means Virginia's perfume is irrelevant because if Henlo's dead we lose instantly. So, but she's up to 4 moxie. I think that about covers it. We've got to burn those down, and if we want the bonus ending we also have to burn this down. Oh, you know what? I didn't look at the train card, so I can't confirm for sure that that's the only other train piece. I think the hay bale is also. We'll check that in a second. But we start with Samuel's turn, so let's just do that real quick. Pecking order. Target none. Move towards the farthest townsfolk. Strawman commands his crows to keep an eye on them. Keep this card in front of them. If they enter any terrain piece for any reason, they're dive bombed by crows and take 1 damage. This card is lost when the deck is shuffled. The farthest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes to Quintus. I'll put that up there with him. And I'm going to look at those train cards. Alright, I'm glad I double checked those cards because I also forgot there's supposed to be a foul outhouse right there. The terrain on his board does not count as terrain. It's all obstacles and features. So presumably it does just mean although no, that said, the terrain counts as features as well. Which means that the haystack, the overgrown cornfield and the dangerous ditch all have to be burned as well. I guess. I don't really think the ditch can be set on fire, but whatever. That's a lot of things to burn while also trying to kill him. But anyway, the Bopsy twins go first, and they are moving 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to spend their moxie to set the hay bale on fire, I guess. So how much moxie was it to try on this? It's 2. And that would be a 1. So you accidentally set yourself on fire, take 1 damage, and destroy a piece of gear. Lovely. They'll destroy their crystal ball because I keep forgetting to use it anyway. And that also means they can equip something better there, actually, like the tail, for instance. Because that is just gone. It didn't say discard, it said destroy. Henlo will activate. And she's got good movement. She's got 4. Well, oh yeah, I forgot about the negative. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And she'll burn the optional one for the, optional objective. She gets +3 to this. So that becomes a 5. There's a flame, but it's tiny. Place a counter on this terrain piece. Ah, so that's how you get the +1 to burning. Okay. Not a great first turn. And then Quintus, he's just going to try and do the same thing right here. 7, is that good enough? Yes, 7+. Remove this terrain piece from the board. Instead, I'm going to flip it to this other side because it's got satanic symbols. And I find it funny that that's how they've chosen to... It's probably used in a different finale, but... That's how they've chosen to deface the hay, burn it down and leave satanic symbols. We're the good guys. Anyway, Samuel's other turn. Impale. Closest townsfolk. 1, 2, 3, that's the Blopsy twins. Move towards them. If he reaches them, deal 1 damage. He has movement 7, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. He has reached them. He deals 1 damage to the Blopsy twins, putting them on 3. After effect, you're in a tough spot, but Strawman's pole is in your grasp. This may be... Oh, the target may opt to roll and add their max HP. Their max HP is 5, so sure, I'll do it. That's a 9, so that's definitely 10 plus. Before Strawman can hop away, you grab his pole and snap it in 2. Strawman's weakness is now active. Remove this card from the game. His weakness... Samuel instantly takes 1 damage per townsfolk. Wow! 1, 2, 3. Now that triggers a breaking point, but it was already his turn. I guess he gets another turn, right? That doesn't... I'm not sure if that helps me or not. Oh well. Mow down. Target none. Turn towards the closest townsfolk and move forwards. Deal 2 damage to any he collides with. Can he enter this terrain? It's a feature, so presumably. So... yeah, he's going to turn and then move. He's going to end up right in the corner of the board here. Blopsy twins get pushed. They're going to use their washboard to ignore damage once per fight, because that would have been 2 damage, which would have put them on 1 health. And then it's their turn, and they're going to try and set the hay on fire. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set the hay on fire. Is that a 7? That is not a 7, that's a 6. That is not good enough. But it puts a counter on it. I don't have any more red counters, so I'm going to have to use a black counter for that. There we go. Henlo's turn. Hey Bill, now this is a +4. It's gone. So on the off chance we do actually manage to win, we have done the secret objective. And then she's going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Yeah, she's at 4 movement. And then... let's see, Quintus. I guess he'll just go over and try and help deal damage. Will he? Well, I'll just leave Henlo to do the burning because she's the best at it. Because we need to get him to 1 health. Yeah, and Quintus has 6 movement. Yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming for you, Strawman. Coming to get you. Samuel's next card. Also, I've not been seeing the things on the back of the card. Stay off his land. It's Samuel Strawman. Snip, snip. I'm going to cut it off. Target the townsfolk with the most equipped gear. That is Henlo. Move towards the target if he reaches them. That is not happening. Not happening in any shape or form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. After effect, the target rolls. No, that's only if you got caught, because you would lose gear based on the roll. Blopsy twins. +1 to this roll. Burn the thing. That's not good enough. It puts another marker on it though. Oh, that's annoying. Henlo will come down here. +3 to this roll. 5, 6, 7, 8. Defaced. The hay has been defaced. Now, how much movement did she use there together? I think that was 2, right? So I have 2 movement left. 1, 2. And then she's done. Oops, sorry. Take the camera. And then Quintus will go 1, 2, 3, 4 and try and set the hay on fire. He rolled a 6. Not good enough, but at least he doesn't hurt himself. He puts a marker on it. Like thus. And we're back around to Samuel's turn. Send in the crows. Target the farthest townsfolk. That is definitely Henlo. If the target is more than 6 away, yep. A swarm of crows peck them for 1 damage. Move Strawman completely into the overgrown cornfield. No can do. It's been burned to a crisp. Henlo will take 1 damage though. After effect, the crows are relentless. If the target does not end their turn inside the terrain piece before Strawman's next action, they take 1 damage. She's going to take 1 more damage. That's very bad. Oh wait, no, this counts as a terrain piece. It's a feature. She can go in here. So, Blopsy twins. Burn the thing. +2. Thank you. It's been burned. That's a 9. Burn it all down. Hail Satan. And then they will move 4. Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll keep those counters nearby because I'm going to need them. Henlo's turn. Has to waste it to not take 1 more damage. 1, 2, 3. She doesn't have enough because she needs 2 to get into the ditch. She'll take the 1 damage then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes 1 damage. Well, no, hang on, doesn't yet, but it happens when he gets another action, so I'll just do it now. While I'm minding. And then Quintus, set the hay on fire, +1. He got a crit, it has been burned to a crisp. That does also mean there's no place to hide. There's 2 more hay bales or wheat fields to destroy, and then we're able to kill him. And Quintus will move next to him. Oh, actually, it costs 2 to interact with the... He's got tons of Moxie right now. He is gonna... If the ruffian's attack would cause you... Oh no, you have to be forced to unequip. Okay, he'll use that eventually, but not yet. What he'll do, I think, is chuck the Founder's Rubble, maybe? Hang on. He has 5 Moxie right now. He used 2 to burn. He has 3 left. He might as well attack with each weapon, because he's not going to get a breaking point, and then chuck the Rubble. So sure. Rubber Bat is a 5+. Yep. Actually it's a 4+, because he's +1 actually right now. That's 1 damage. And then this Rubble is a 6+, so it's a 5. No. But he will chuck it. You send the odd looking debris flying, deal 1 damage to the ruffian, and roll on the crit chart. 10 health remaining, and the crit result is a 9. Oh, I've stolen his best bit of gear. The gear marked with a star. You may equip it immediately. If it's already been done, deal 1 damage. So he gets the... Where does it say? Oh, rock-filled jacket. I don't think he's going to use that, but let's see what it does. Here's the rock-filled jacket. You can have it equipped, and then once per fight, ignore damage dealt, and then you deal 1 damage back. Not as good as the thing he's wearing, so I'm not going to take that. We'll just put it into storage. If he loses his jacket from getting it snipped, then sure. But not required right now. So, it would be Samuel's turn. He does 1 damage because Henlo wasn't in scenery. Flips a card. Hopping Poke. Closest townsfolk, that's Quintus. Move towards him. If he reaches them, deal 1 damage. If his weakness is active, the attack worsens the damage to Strawman's pole. He loses 1 movement. Good enough. Quintus is down to 3 HP remaining. And it's over to the Blopsy twins. We still have damage to deal to him. 1, 2, 3. They're not going to get to him this turn, unfortunately. So they'll stand there. Oh, I've been forgetting the shin guards they have. The bonus on that, if they get hit from 2 squares away, they do damage. I think that would have helped during the Virginia fight. Not that we lost it, so it's okay, but I did totally forget. Henlo, she will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn around and attempt to burn the hay in the top right of the map. 5, 6, 7, 8. She burned it thanks to the Sheriff's lighter. Hail Satan. And then Quintus goes and he's going to smack Strawman upside the head on a 5+. He got an 8 and it's +1 damage because the Blopsy twins are next to him. That's 8 health remaining for Samuel Strawman. His next AI card, Small Crows. The 2 townsfolk closest to the overgrown cornfield. No can do. Maybe I wasn't supposed to remove it. Let me see here. What does it say about the special condition? Break his morale by destroying his precious landscape. All terrain PCs are removed from the board. It does say to remove them, yeah, and remove the overgrown cornfield. So I guess nothing happens then. Oh yeah, there we go. If the overgrown cornfield is not on the board, discard this and play the next one. Okay. Stay off my lawn! All townsfolk within 2 squares of a terrain piece. The Hail Satan symbols technically shouldn't be there, so Henlo is fine. 1, 2. It's only Quintus. The target's roll. Okay. A crit. You narrowly dodge a flurry of bird carcasses from Strawman, then move Strawman towards the farthest townsfolk. Now he's down to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is not slowed by the ditch. Blopsy twins. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they'll interact with the house. 7 on the house. 1 away from getting a gunshot. They heal 2 though, so they're back to full health of 5. That's pretty decent. The danger here is if the sheriff dies, although Henlo comes back once. They don't have any ranged, so they're done. Henlo's turn. Burn the final haystack. She's used 2 movement. 7, 8, 9, 10. The straw man is vulnerable. Now that's with the assumption that you're not also supposed to do the fences, but they're an obstacle. The foul outhouse is an obstacle, the barrel is an obstacle, the house is an obstacle. The only other thing that says it's a feature is the dangerous ditch. It makes no sense to me that you can set this on fire, so I'm just going to ignore it and go for the kill. She has 2 movement left. I'm going to move 1 towards him. Wait, I don't want to be closest actually. No, we'll move 1 away because then we're not closest. The Blopsy twins are closest. And speaking of which, it is Quintus's turn. He's got 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as close as he can get. He will do nothing else. Yeah, we're done. His turn. Crow throw. Farthest townsfolk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can choose. I'm choosing the Blopsy twins. If they're within 9, yep, he chucks a dead crow at them, dealing 1 damage. Then move him towards the furthest and reshuffle his deck, which means this also goes back. And he's going to move over here, shove Quintus to the side, and deal 1 damage to the Blopsy twins. I'm glad I healed them, or rather I'm glad whoever's inside that house healed them. So I don't shuffle back in the card that said to remove it from the deck, but the rest of them are getting shuffled. And then we're round to the Blopsy twins' turn, and if they do damage they're going to trigger a breakout. So, but they're going to hit hard with the hero sword. Let's do it. 6+. Not good enough because they're on a -1. So they didn't do anything, unfortunately. And then Henlo's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly make our way towards the Scarecrow. Quintus will move next to the Blopsy twins to get +1 damage. He whiffed. Well, that was a bad turn. Back round to Samuel Strawman. Pecking order. Target none. Move towards the farthest townsfolk. Keep an eye on them. Okay, so Henlo's not allowed to enter terrain, but she's currently in terrain. I don't think it applies until she enters it again, but he is going to move right there. Blopsy twins, land and attack with the hero sword, please. They got a crit. That's 3 damage because of the number of feats they've done. And they roll on the crit table. 3. Reveal the next action. It's irrelevant because he's about to do it. Crow throw. He chucks a crow at Quintus. 1 damage and then shuffle. I'm not going to shuffle because that's the only card that's been drawn. There we go. And then it would move to Henlo's turn. She will strike with the sharpened feather. Hits, and then immediately triggers another breakout point, so her turn is done. Scarecrowed. Closest townsfolk. I'm going to choose the Blopsy twins. Strawman hoists the target onto a pole. Better brush up on your hopping skills. Keep this card in front of you. Your melee weapons now have +2 range. You can no longer move using movement or gear abilities. Instead, once per turn, you can move 3 squares in a straight line. That's confusing. Okay. So the Blopsy twins are now hoisted up on a pole, but their weapons have range, so there's that. And now it's Quintus's turn. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit with the bat. Thanks to that dropping, it did. The Scarecrow has 3 health left, but it's already his turn again. Violent landscaping. Target the closest obstacle. That would be the rickety farmhouse. Move towards it. If he reaches it, trigger the after effect. He is going to reach it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strawman slices and dices the obstacle into rubble, dealing 1 damage to anyone within 2 of the board, and then remove it from the board. Within 2 of the train piece, and then remove it from the board. So within 2 of that would be Henlo, so she would die, but thankfully she respawns, which means we need to kill him this turn or we're in a lot of trouble. And I think the Blopsy twins as well, which leaves them on 3. That's nasty. Also that poor farmhouse. That's what he gets for helping us. Yeah, we need to kill him this turn or we're going to lose. So, Blopsy twins go first. They will attack with their hero sword. If they land the hit, they die. Or he dies. 6+. Crit! We just won. 1, 2, 3. The horrible Scarecrow has fallen and we did the special objective, which means we get to hear the special ending. So I have the book here, and because we did the special objective, we get to read number 11, which is Community, Friendship and Potatoes. What a scene. The townsfolk are surrounded by towering flames, beating on a clearly motionless pile of hay. Samuel Strawman has been defeated. The new sheriff lights the pile of hay on fire just to be certain. Other townsfolk start to crawl out from their hiding places, but instead of joy, their faces are stricken with grief. A frail fella known as Old Man Gooby speaks up. What in tarnation, what have you done? Those crops were supposed to feed the town through winter. You've doomed us all to death by starvation. As Gooby begins to tie himself a noose, the new sheriff speaks up. Quit your belly. Well, this is Henlo speaking, I guess. Quit your belly aching. We'll all be fine. Look. The new sheriff digs through some ashes and reveals a delicious looking potato, freshly baked. It seems Strawman was hiding the tasty spuds deep inside the cornfield for his own eating pleasure. An era of peace followed that fateful day, with townsfolk from all walks of life coming together to work through this charbroiled hardship you created. Eureka Springs learned the value of community, friendship, and more importantly, the humble potato. Such a glorious achievement, and thanks to none other than the new sheriff, along with their team of valiant and murderous townsfolk. Congratulations, you win. You've unlocked new peddler gear. Search the secret gear deck for Banner of Unity and surplus spuds, then shuffle them into the peddler's deck. Keep an eye out for them in future games. I don't know what those are, let's look for them. Alright, I've looked out the two cards, Banner of Unity and surplus spuds. Banner of Unity. Townsfolk may exchange gear with each other during the town's phase, may be paid for collectively, cannot be sold. Oh, right, so you can pay collectively for things you want. That's really good. Oh no, it's his leftover jacket after they burned him to death. Surplus spuds. It's an accessory. 2 moxie. If the townsfolk next in fighting order receives this gear, they may equip it immediately. Each time the original owner regains control of this, all townsfolk restore 1 HP. Ah, so you pass it down the line, and when it gets back to the first person again, you all heal 1. For 2 moxie, that's not that great, honestly. So yeah, there is a bunch of alternative items you can unlock, but also just in general new starting gear for each character as well, but you have to have specific people there for specific final fights, and this didn't happen to be one. So that is going to do it for Townsfolk Tussle. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. See you in the future for something else. Until then, thanks for watching, and ta-ta for now.